Morning, everyone. Hope everyone's still doing okay and surviving out there at the minute. This is video 6, unbelievably. And today's video is really, really important. Actually, when I decided that I was going to talk about this today, I kind of wished I'd put this message in a little bit sooner, even though we've only spoken 6 times, because I think there is a tendency for this type of material, this type of motivational, positive spin on things, to have the opposite effect on some people, and that'd be terrible if that happened. And what I mean by that is that the vast majority of self-help books or material, videos, motivational speakers, the vast majority of them, nearly all of their material is about kind of, you just got to crack on, and anxiety's in the mind, and you allow yourself to be down, get up and conquer, that kind of message. And that certainly, in my experience, is a load of bollocks, to be honest. It's certainly not that way for me. And yet here I am recording these motivational videos. So to explain what I mean by that, 2 days ago, was the day that I officially had to send out all my furlough letters to my staff. It was a quiet day in the office, and even though I've been working from home for about a week and a half, it really hit me how shit this situation is. And I kind of finished and packed up my stuff, turned my desktop off at 5, and I went downstairs, and I wasn't myself. I was down. I was a bit miserable. I was feeling a bit depressed. I was feeling a bit sorry for myself. And after about half an hour, 45 minutes, I said to my wife, I'm just going to take myself upstairs, have a bit of time on my own, which is weird because I've been locked in an office on my own for the majority of the day. I came upstairs, and truth be told, I ran a bath. I poured myself a whiskey and ginger. I put Katherine Jenkins on the Sonos speaker and dragged that into the bathroom, a safe distance away from the bath, obviously. And I kind of sat there, eyes closed, hot bath, 15-20 minutes, feeling sad, feeling hard done by, feeling pretty down, actually, and that's okay. That is okay. In fact, that is really, really healthy. If you try to be made of steel, you will break. And when you break, you'll break hard. So, 2 things I found to really help me with managing that and allowing that to be part of my life are this. Number 1, the people you live with, the people who are closest to you, the people who know you the best, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your whoever, your kids, you need to just have one conversation with them. You need to explain that there are going to be times where they're not going to get the best of you. That you're going to have to explain to them that there are going to be times where you're not feeling yourself. You're going to have to explain why. In my case, it's what I do is full on, 100 miles an hour. I give my all to my work. From the moment I wake up to the moment I walk back in the door. And I'm aware that my wife gets the worst of me. But the trick to this is she's aware of that as well. Because if she wasn't aware of that, the thoughts that are going on in her head about why am I quiet? Dan's never quiet. Something terrible's happened at work. Without explaining just once. You don't have to do it every time. You almost need to come up with a bit of a code word. You need to kind of say, look, I'm finding that even more stressful than the stress itself is how I feel when I know that individual has sensed that I'm not okay. So with me and my wife, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. It's blatantly obvious with me every time. I'm quiet. I'll explain to my wife I need a little bit of time. She knows that's like code for everything's cool, but I need a bit of time on my own. And I go away and I listen to Katherine Jenkins in the bath, okay? So that's one thing. You have to explain why you're going to need this time, and you have to be brave, and you have to ask for it. Because if you don't, it'll spiral out of control, and the loads of external factors will start making you feel even worse. The second thing is, let it be sad energy. Allow that to wash over you, but don't let it stay sad for long. And what I do, I find it really works for me, is I actually turn that sadness into energy. And the way I do that is by turning it into anger first. So I get really angry at the fact that I've had to furlough my team. I get really angry at the fact that next month's turnover is going to be 0. I get really angry at the fact that I feel as though this shouldn't have happened to me, okay? And then that anger, as long as you don't go around smashing things up, I find it easier to turn anger into energy than it is to turn sadness into energy. And funny enough, when I turned that anger into energy, the next day, and I know you guys are like a week behind on these videos, but the next day was when I decided to create that WhatsApp group and invite a few of you guys to watch these videos. And when those emails started rolling back in, I didn't feel down anymore. So that's the process, okay? You've got to be honest with the people that are around you, and you've got to explain to them, even if it's just once, that you're going to need time. And when you need time, you need a bit of a code word. And they need to know everything's okay, but you need a bit of time on yourself. The second thing is, dwell on it, but don't dwell on it too long. Don't let it turn into a funk. Turn it into anger and then turn it into energy. And you'll find that the time you're feeling low will be limited and you'll be able to spring back. I certainly find that anyway. And to end with a quote, very famous quote, but very, very important that you guys realise that just because I do these videos, I'm down plenty too, is it's okay not to be okay. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks ever so much. Bye-bye.